Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a weekly show where 2 to 3 old guys talk about old games. I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and it would appear that my interesting fact from last week was it was more popular in some circles and less popular in some circles.
Which, can you refresh me? What?
Just something about like pubes and vaginas.
Oh, right, the one that made John Sullivan not able to eat lunch?
Yes, that would be the one. And the one where Jess at Silk Street Post is like, we're not going to post this one this week. Mm-hmm. Oh, go, okay.
We're like the Jerry Springer show. We're just too hot.
So I figure this week I'll fill in the gaps a little bit because I'm a gentleman. So it's a pertinent story. It connects the vagina story. It's the story of my first kiss.
Okay.
Also with this fat girl. But it was 3 or 4 weeks before all this. Because I'm a gentleman and I pace myself like you do.
Okay, last episode you said specifically that you were not dating this girl.
I was
but
not.
You had 2 encounters with this girl.
Right. I'm a horrible asshole. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
It was at the church. People have meetings and then like
the hot scene.
The kids, yeah. So everybody was fooling around back at the church. And so we're like in the church nursery and I kiss her, and then like I think everything's fine. I kiss her, and then go home, whatever. This is all kind of Saturday.
And then you call her and say, "Did I kiss your mouth or did I kiss your butthole?"
And then the next Sunday's church. This is Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I get there, and everybody at church is like looking at me and biting their lip. I was like, what's going on?
Like by everybody, you mean like the old folks?
All my friends,
okay.
all the old people.
Everyone. It was like the weirdest thing.
He stops his baptized and looks at me, bites his lip. And then one of my friends is like, yeah, I heard you made out with her, and like apparently you bit her lip. And I probably did bite her lip. First time I ever kissed a girl. Okay, technique probably wasn't great. 2, I was pissed that people found out about this. This was shameful.
Not because you bit her lip.
But because like she told people I kissed her.
Right.
So that's why I freaked the fuck out. Like I was just lying left and right. I was like, what the fuck? No, I did not. I didn't kiss her. Gross. I would never do that. And then I pulled her aside. I was like, don't you fucking tell anybody.
I am your secret boyfriend.
So yeah, it's like you keep this shit to yourself. And I'm an asshole, and she does. So we proceeded to fool around over the next like month or so, and I had to like, don't you tell anybody about this? Did you fat girl? Don't you say anything? That's how I got my first kiss, and became an abusive asshole.
Hopefully, we won't be banned from Silk Street Post again for that story. I did talk about you possibly kissing a butthole, so we might be shit out of luck again. And I'm your bespectacled host, Craig T. Nelson. You may know me from the favorite football-themed sitcom Coach. I once saw Jerry Van Dyke kiss a fat girl on the butthole. Just kidding. It's Dave.
90s are a hell of a time.
We have a special guest with us today.
Hello, everybody.
Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
You hit it.
You want me to tell you who you are?
You.
This is longtime fan, longtime friend, Tyler Dunigan.
Hello.
We're very excited to have him here.
I can't grow a good beard, and I wear contacts.
We're just covering all our bases here. All of them.
Me and Tyler, we do go way back. We've been friends since elementary school. Mm-hmm. And we used to get together pretty regular. Most of the time at Josh Nance's house. He's been a host a couple of times. Uniracers fame.
Thank you.
Yes.
We used to get together a lot and play whatever was, I guess, we were into at the time. And I remember Worms Armageddon was a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Big one. Nance, he would occasionally have not parties, but get-togethers. This may have been a birthday party or something. And
Sleepovers.
We had a friend over. His name was Chris. And he went to the bathroom once. And while he was gone, Tyler snuck into his bag and took his extra pair of underwear, ran into the kitchen and poured cold water all over it in the sink, and then stuck them in the deep freeze. The next morning, Chris went to go find him, and he pulls out these deep frozen, just rock solid pair of whitey toddies.
So who won at Worms?
We all had our different
Not me.
specializations.
Who was Ninja Rope Master?
No. That was definitely Tyler of TADPOG fame.
You may have heard of me. I'm pretty
Let's
big
list
deal.
all the episodes.
Mine was I was really good at failing at using the prod.
That is a skill to fail at the poke.
That would always just insult everybody that you killed with it, and I would always try it every chance I got. But then he would come up just a worm hair too short.
I eventually made it a rule where if someone prodded you to death, you owed that person $1. It was so humiliating, like, you gotta give them $1. That's the way it goes.
Give me $1, show me your gooter. Your pick.
Gooter money.
We saw so many good. We had an all prod match, just gooters out.
I killed your worm, show me your worm. You been playing anything this week, Tyler? Of TADPOG fame?
I got my 3DS in.
Nice.
So while Meg has been constantly playing Animal Crossing,
Crossing those animals.
yeah, I'm not even gonna touch it until she gets over the initial 200 hours she's got to put into it. So I've been playing a lot of Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask.
Nice. How was that?
Fucking fantastic.
Really?
It is everything a sequel should be. Because I have to say, the series was getting a little stale. Because it was just you going screen to screen, poking everything until you got puzzles and hit points. There was some kind of story.
Take a break, kick a box, come back.
Exactly.
Right.
But now they went ahead. They definitely upped it because the 3DS has way more capability. So they have better cutscenes, animations. Professor Layton does more than just puzzles. They're like
Simulated sex scenes.
simulated sex with Professor Layton. Just glory holes through its hat. It's amazing. No, you have to actually chase
wanna
people
solve.
and do chase scenes and stuff like that. And they add more dimensions to it. I'm thoroughly pleased.
Cool.
I played all the, not all of them, but I think, how many have there been? 4?
4 or 5.
Okay, well, I've played the first 3 Professor Laytons. I really like those. I don't have the new 3DS yet, but may definitely try to get that.
It is a good investment. I'm glad I made it. Have you been playing anything this week, Tyler Dunigan, of this episode fame?
Yes. Yes, I have. I've got a son who's going to be turning 4 next week, and about a week ago we bought him the new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii, and we just finally beat that today. Really
Nice.
good game.
Nice.
I recommend it if you're into the platforming type. That's definitely, once you get more than one player involved, it's different, but it's fun.
Very difficult. Nikki and I have played that a little bit and did not finish it. We were talking about this earlier. That's truly a test of our marriage. And unfortunately, we just rented it, so we got to return it, and everything got back to normal.
What about you, Dave?
Me?
What have you played? It's Immature Gaming Month.
Immature Gaming Month, bro. It is in full force. Bulletstorm this week.
I'm so glad you're the other person I know that's played this game.
Playing it on the PS3. It's a first-person shooter. You may have heard of it. I know you have, Tyler, because I borrowed it from you.
FPS.
Yep. FPS. Flips.
And the reason this is on the Immature Gaming Month list is there's this little mechanic in the game called skill shot mechanic. Mm-hmm. And that it awards you for combining special attacks in order to kill enemies in creative ways. And that sounds pretty cool, and it is pretty cool, and it's a lot of fun, but these skill shots, can I give you an example?
Please.
One of the skill shots is called double penetration, in which you and a teammate kill an opponent by rubbing your gooters on them. No,
Finger and butthole.
you simultaneously shoot them with bullets. There's also a skill shot called dildo,
I didn't get that one.
where you ram 2 or more enemies with the penetrator weapon. And the other one of my favorites, these are the top 3, by the way, TADPOG top 3 skill shots, is gangbang. Kill 2 or more enemies with a single explosion.
You also have your whip weapon that you do a lot of stuff with.
Your leash.
You can throw them up in the air. I remember being the one where nut buster, to where you throw them in
Right.
the air and you shoot them in the crotch. Several times, or the sniper rifle, hit them in the crotch, or hit them in the asshole with the sniper rifle.
Right.
That's another skill shot.
Yeah, there's all kinds of skill shots like that. This, I think, is on the borderline of immature gaming because, honestly, other than the skill shots, it didn't seem that bad to me. It's a fun game. It's written by a comic book writer that I really like, Rick Remender, and Cliffy B of Gears of War fame was one of the producers on the game. So it looks good and it's a lot of fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it didn't seem like it took off as much as they anticipated that it would.
I think it's a solid shooter that's got some different mechanics that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So I'm not done with it, but I'm going to finish it. I also got a 3DS.
Yeah, yay!
And I have been playing a shitload of Animal Crossing. I am the mayor of Einerton, which is named after my dog. And I just got my approval rating to 100% last night, Tyler, as mayor.
Nice.
So that's good. I've been playing a lot with Megs 246.
Of fanfiction fame.
And I'm actually hoping, I haven't mentioned anything to her yet, but hopefully we can do a special MadPog Animal Crossing episode.
That would be good.
Where we talk about Animal Crossing interspersed with radio play of erotic NCIS fanfiction.
I would love for you to do something erotic with my wife. I love it. I love it. But I think the name of her town is Catstrel.
Catstrel.
That is an inside joke because Meg and I spend an inordinate amount of time making up mythos about our cats. We don't have any
Like
kids.
you do.
We talk about our cats and the secret lives our cats have. And our cats, really all cats, have the ability to, when they go under a dining room table and sleep, they're actually projecting themselves to another dimension called the Castral Plane.
Cats are magic.
Right. And that's where they have like a whole other society where they work and live and communicate with each other in the Castral Plane.
This is like the Matrix to cats.
Pretty much.
The real life to us is the Matrix for cats.
I'm not sure humans can go there. I'm working on it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think
Have you slept under the table?
See, I think I'm gonna have to take a nap with them
Step
under
one.
the table.
Sleep under
Get
table.
the cats with me. All right,
Check.
you fuckers are fucking taking me to the Castral Plane. Well, I do have Tyler's audiobook corner. I started and finished The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson.
The arithmetist?
Rhythmatist. It is a magic system based on math.
Sounds smart.
This is awful. That sounds awful. You recommended this to me on Goodreads,
It's
and now I
good.
never want to read it.
It's good.
You told me
It's good.
based on math.
It is based. The
You
magic
have-
system is based on geometry. And
You
math.
do recall that we forgot to count the zero.
I didn't say I could perform this magic. But Brandon Sanderson is very, very good at coming up with unique magic systems. He produces novels way faster than any other fantasy author, period. George R. Martin would have been done a decade ago if he wrote like Brandon Sanderson.
So he's like, Brandon Sanderson is the Stephen King of fantasy fiction.
Except he ends stuff really well. But yes, I
You
feel
don't,
like
you don't think, will you put my boy Steven on blast?
he has great ideas and he has a great story. I think he typically tends to falter at the end.
You said Stephen King, but
Stephen
Steven
King.
Seagal popped in my head. That's really not much of a comparison.
You put my boy.
You know, the famous author of The Shining. There's two versions of that book. Stephen King's version and Steven
And the
Seagal's.
ponytail.
And I started King of Thrones. Maybe I'll be done with that in like 2 weeks. We'll revisit Tyler's Audiobook Corner.
Okay.
Then.
All right.
But Rhythmatist, good book.
Okay.
Only one out so far.
We'll have a link to that in the show notes. And by the way, there's going to be a little something new in the show notes. Not really new, but normally when we talk about games on the show, in the show notes, I will have a link to the official site for that game. We're not doing that anymore because we have to pay the bills, Tyler. We have to pay the bills for this free show.
Yep.
I know you don't want to do this. You're totally against it.
I was like, no. I don't want that money.
I know. But we need it. We need it, Tyler, because domain hosting is going to go up. It's due. It's due in 6 months, and it's going to go up. So what we're going to do is
Price of domain hosting going through the fucking roof.
we're going to take everyone's TADPOG points, sell them to the government, and then pay for our hosting. No, we're going to set up an Amazon affiliate account. So if we talk about something in the show and you see it in the show notes and click on it, it'll take you to an Amazon page. If you want to buy it, and we'll get a kickback. If you don't want to buy it, then don't fucking buy it. It doesn't matter.
Yep. We won't be upset. We just want to let you know and be transparent about the cash grab.
Exactly.
So as much as I talk about books and we talk about what we've been playing, if you want to get the collector's editions that are really expensive on Amazon of the
fine.
Super Nintendo games,
We're cool with it. And I will never lie about whether something is good or not, but Tyler, on the other hand, will probably always lie, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. I don't think I've said a truthful thing yet.
Right.
I've never touched a vagina and I didn't kiss a girl. Meg is me doing a very high voice.
It makes playing Animal Crossing with you very, very awkward.
He insists on this other personality.
Trade me a pear for a kiss. Tyler. Shit's weird, dude.
So,
Hey, we didn't mention what we're talking about this week.
Yeah.
That's probably for the better.
Yeah? It's on, I think it's on IGN's list, guys.
It is. It's on
What
there.
number is it?
It's 75.
101.
So it's
Well, that's a show. What game is it?
You want to say it? You say it. I don't want to say it.
I guess. Madden 94.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Nah.
Why so glum, guys?
It's football.
Because we're nerds. We don't.
But we're not. There is a breed of football nerd.
That's true.
I have met this breed of nerd. They're very different from us, but this would have been a big one for them because this was. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Perhaps I should do a little segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia.
So good.
Would you indulge me?
Please.
Done again?
Indulged.
So
Okay.
good.
Madden NFL 94, guys. It is a football video game released in 1993. It was the first game in the Madden series with an official NFL team license. That's the big deal about this game. As well as it's the first Madden game that allowed players to play a full regular season. So there's that too. What's most important to me about this game is that it is the first Madden game to use EA Sports. It's in the game.
It started the apocalypse.
Yep. That's the first domino.
That was it. That's the sound of democracy dying.
That's one thing they stuck with, though.
Yeah.
And it's catchy. But it's just like every other football game ever.
Yeah, see that I guess being from all three of us being from Kentucky, I don't think Kentucky is it's not a big football state. We're a basketball state.
Big time.
So like I grew up UK basketball, to a lesser extent Louisville basketball, to an even lesser extent, West Kentucky University basketball. But yeah, football just I hear on Facebook I'm apparently friends with people who like football.
Yeah.
But it is so outside of my wheelhouse when it comes to sports. Like I have a good working knowledge of mid-90s sports, of college basketball, NBA, even baseball,
Croquet.
a little hockey, cricket, croquet.
Lacrosse. Hopscotch.
We'll save that one for Man-Pog.
Yeah, I think you're probably a good call.
But football that is a complete gap in my general knowledge. Like I don't know anything about football. I will watch the Super Bowl because we get to have a party and I get to host a party.
Ooh, oh my.
Yeah, ooh. And that's it. That's all my extent of football.
I haven't watched a Super Bowl in probably 10 years.
Wow.
I'm 28.
I'm 10.
My mom and sister know more about football than I do. That is no joke.
I know about football. I don't watch sports, even UK basketball. I don't get into it. If it's a sport and there's a bunch of people that want to play, I'm all for it. I'll go out and I'll play the sport and I'll have a good time. Watching it, nope. I'd rather sit on the toilet and take a dump for the 3 hours.
At our age, it's better.
Yeah.
Playing it on the video game, after you do one game, even before the first game's over, I've had all I need out of it because I've experienced everything. There's nothing new that's going to be introduced between your first game and your 30th game. And why anybody would want to complete a whole season is just boggles my mind.
Yeah, people love it. I just don't. It's beyond me. I do play football once a year around Christmas. When everyone's in town, a lot of my friends will get together and play like Christmas Eve. Everyone will go to the old high school field and play. But we don't really play football rules.
Okay.
We get 10 downs.
That sounds like cheating.
We get 10 downs, and somebody usually plays for both sides. It's not very. We play half the length of the football field.
And then whoever wins is actually only counts for 5% of the score. The other 95% of the score is determined by a game of Worms Armageddon.
I'm down for that.
Let me fix my statement about playing football games. If it's a game that after the play is over, I can run over to the downed player and do a Hulk Hogan leg drop on him, count me in. A real game, no thanks.
I'm glad you said that because when we were playing the other day, this is the kind of game where all you do is you choose your play and that's it. Like you can you can control the players, but honestly, you can choose your play, set the controller down, everything will play out, and then you don't have to pick up the controller again until you have to choose another play.
It's more like a coach simulator than what I would expect a football game to be like.
Yeah, it's nothing like the Tiny Toons level. That's football.
I would have fucking loved this game had just been a whole game of that. Let me play a whole season of that. All right, I'm on board.
John Madden's Tiny Toons Football 94.
Question, Tyler. Would you rather play Madden 94 or Gran Turismo? I'm sorry, Gran Torino.
Right.
Gran Turismo.
Let's get it right.
I would probably rather play a racing game because at least I get racing games. Like football games, I hardly feel qualified to comment in this episode because this is just so far removed from me. Like I can't even say I hate it just because it's just not there. It's just like
knowledge.
It's just a hole. It's like trying to imagine a new color and say like I hate that color. I don't even know what that color is. Like I'm not. It does not compute.
Well, I knew we were in trouble when we were playing, and Meg and Hillary were in the same room, and it was announced that I was the person in the room that knew the most about football. That's what I knew we were in some deep shit. Because I was like, well, there's 4 downs, and then you have to get 10 yards, or they take them away from you, and then you should kick the ball.
Because when you were trying to talk to me, I was like,
Nailed it.
Do these
Football
downs
done. Drop the mic.
are these like Phoenix downs? Do they regenerate?
Yes.
I don't. As a game collector, I have an inherent distaste for sports games because that's what you find everywhere. Because if you get to a garage sale or a flea market a little bit late, that's all that's left.
Or if you just wait 3 months after the game's released, you can get it at GameStop for $3.49.
That's true,
Yeah.
man.
And they have 72 copies of it at any given time.
Because I bought this game on SNES cartridge for $2 at a local flea market.
Yep.
Just happened to see it, and it's a big stack. Everyone in our game collecting, they get pissed because if they show up at a garage sale, they'll always walk up to that guy who's carrying away a huge stack of games. What's left? All sorts of ridiculous sports games that no one fucking wants.
I understand why this game is important because it is a franchise that's still going today, and that's kind of rare, as you know, from a lot of our Where Are They Now? Mm-hmm. A lot of game companies just don't fucking exist anymore.
I can't wait for the Where Are They Now on this episode.
They like IGN, they paid us hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to like this game.
Drink your Mondo and play this game.
I am drinking my Mondo, and it's actually pretty phenomenal.
We didn't mention that. I can't believe we've gone this much time. Yeah, Dunigan's chugging a grape here. I don't know what's wrong with him.
The first taste sucked, plain and simple. But you get thirsty and you get a little more, and it actually gets pretty good.
His pupils are completely dilated right now. All of my football knowledge going into Madden 94 is based on Friday Night Lights, which I've seen all 5 seasons of. I love that show.
Is that a movie?
It's also a movie. I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen
it is also a movie?
It is also a movie.
God, my goof failed.
And then, of course, Varsity Blues. I saw Varsity Blues 3 times in the theater, I believe.
Fuck you.
I didn't see the whipped cream play anywhere.
There was no whipped cream button to distract the other players. There was no console someone emotionally button. Like I didn't think this is even a football game.
No cop cars to steal. I keep looking at your old stack of notes like they're my notes.
You should just read off of them.
Soul Blazer.
Let's have 2 episodes in one, since we obviously don't have much to say about Madden.
What did you think about Madden 94 Dunigan? Vaginas.
Roadside glory hole.
I was a little disappointed that TD Tossin Leo wasn't in this game. I don't know about you guys. He was probably my least favorite Ninja Turtle action figure. You remember? You remember when they did the sports crossover?
It took me a second. Like you
said it too fast and out of context. I did not put Ninja Turtles in there at all.
TD Leo.
Come on, TD Tossin Leo, guys.
Okay, now I remember.
Jacob knows where I'm at. He's our action figure guy.
I was sitting there thinking, you do know we both just said we don't know anything about football. We're not going to know the players.
You guys remember in 1978 when TD Tossin Leo rushed for 98 yards?
I do have a weird, because of course my D&D class is barred, so I do have a weird accumulation of some football knowledge.
No, what do you mean your D&D class is barred?
I believe, because we've discussed like a lot. We've discussed stats and alignments.
All our quizzes, our Game of Thrones quiz and all that.
So, according to multiple quizzes and my own personal belief, that I am a chaotic good bard. For my physical appearance, I'm probably a dwarf. But not a good choice for a bard, but whatever. You are what you are. Can't help who I am, Dave.
Where does your armor, Tyler?
As a bard, you have bardic knowledge, which just means you're not an expert about something, but you can just recall weird facts about something if you're asked. Like football. For some reason, I know that I believe the person who has the punting record only had half a foot.
Huh.
Dennis Robinson. Come back next week and correct any football thing.
Oh,
write down, take notes about any football thing we have.
It's just going to be a special episode where it's a 40-minute call from Dennis.
Dennis corrects Tyler and Dave's football bullshit.
I really feel like somebody could kick it more than half a foot.
Nice. Nice. Now we can end the show, right? That's a good stopping point. So lay on the little bit of knowledge. Tell me what you know about football.
I know that William the Refrigerator Perry developed a move that is now banned,
What was that?
where he would smack the opposing blocker on the side of the head and sort of daze him. So that's why he was very effective, because when he would charge somebody, he would slap them in the side of their helmet and throw them off, and until they could ban that maneuver. Huh. He was very successful with that.
You got fridged.
Busted eardrums.
Is he in this game? When did he play? I don't even know that. He's like an old timer, right?
Old timer who I think played for the Bears.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played. And we need to get that right because Dennis is a huge Bears fan.
Okay,
so.
there you go.
I can tell you about Emmitt Smith and Dan Marino.
Any of my football knowledge comes from
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura and Dancing with the Stars. I remember the janitor in elementary school really talked a lot about the Cowboys and Emmitt Smith. So
Now I know why you don't like football.
Mr. Bebop?
There
Whoa.
you go. That's
That's
him.
the janitor's name.
Mr. Bebop?
Yeah.
Yep. I remember we used
Always
to
look for Rocksteady.
Right?
I remember we used in the cafeteria, we would take somebody's tray and just dump everything onto the tray and stir it up, just make it really disgusting. And it was making Mr. B's cooking. Poor guy. He was always super nice to us.
He
But
was a good guy. I miss him.
Oh, that's poor. Yeah, man.
Mr. B, if you're listening, come on to the show.
Mr. B just thinking about Dan Marino cleaning up your cooking.
He cleaned up a lot of my vomits. He cleaned up my vomit off the principal's shoes one time. I got sick, ran out of the classroom, ran to the principal. What's wrong, Tyler? Blah. All over. All right, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to pin this. We're going to pin this as a future story that me and my elementary school principal, I have a extraordinarily embarrassing story I will tell later. We're gonna pin that. Whenever I get comfortable enough to tell the story, I will tell it. So I'm just putting that out
Wow.
I'm excited.
there. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when you tell it, I'll tell my chicken story.
Okay. All right.
Only
Although
story
yours
I
is gonna
have
be
with
better.
the principal is she suspended me for 2 weeks in 4th grade.
Did you fight? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of mine got hit with a soccer ball, and then it turned into a big ground war. One of the teachers saw me through the window kicking a guy in the head that was on top of my friend.
Well, you're loyal. She should have rewarded your loyalty.
And
Really?
then I got to stay home for 2 weeks and play video games.
But not Madden 94.
Definitely not Madden.
By the way, we had not talked about this game at all.
Yeah. Okay. Or
But at the same time, I feel like we've said everything there is to say.
all the plays and shit like that. I didn't know what any of it meant.
Right.
So I remember I knew what a Hail Mary was, mostly from Little Giants.
Man, you're just stealing pages out of my notes, aren't you? Damn it! I got a whole little giant section here.
Come back, Rick Moranis. Come back.
Ed O'Neill. I'm on Team Ed.
All right, there we go. And then for when it came to defense, Monster Blitz. I was like, that sounds impressive. Hail Mary, Monster Blitz. That's all I did when we played.
Well, all you need is Hail Mary, am I right? I mean,
I don't see why you would do anything else.
I mean, that's the most yardage, the longest pass that I know of.
Yeah.
Frankly, the only pass that I know of. So it's longer than a run.
well, that's the other thing about this game is it's touted for being realistic, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that the opposing team would catch on pretty quick, right? They just keep doing Hail Mary. Should we, I don't know, maybe stop them from doing that? I'm pretty sure they're going to do it again.
He's only going to throw it to one of these three guys. We need to just watch.
You think he'll run it? I'm pretty sure he's not going to run it.
Was the option in there to flip the play? I didn't see that.
Oh God, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I have played one of the newer ones, and let's say if one of the receivers runs off to the left, there was an option on the newer ones to flip it to where you could make him run to the right instead.
I see.
Throw the other team off if you're actually playing with somebody else.
If there's a way to do that in '94,
think so.
I don't know
I
if
did
that was
not
something
find
introduced later or not.
Are you talking about like the spin?
Yes.
Spin flip.
Spin? No, I don't think you can do that in '94.
Like Sonic's not in Madden.
Right.
No. I wrote down a lot of the plays I didn't understand,
Okay, what you got?
and reading off the list, it sounds. I'm gonna dig back into episodes, and like it sounds like this is like glory hole code.
Oh.
Like reading out these plays.
Are they skill shots?
Pretty much, like I could communicate with someone on the other side of a glory hole just using these football plays.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a little theater of the mind.
So, tight man,
Tight, man.
jam middle, some of that man tiger.
I think that's an energy drink.
You get deep out, give me some of that QB waggle. Yeah, do an all street, give me that strong flood. Oh no, strong flood, weak flood,
Weak
weak
flood.
flood. Turn around, give me some touchback, touchdown, then some touchback. But gotta be safety, and safety. It's gonna cost you a nickel, and a dime. I'm going Red Dog, get your short post. That's all I got.
That's what you got.
I don't know
I
what
like
any
it.
of that shit is, but it could totally be
Madden ad lib.
Things overheard at Interstate Porta John Glory Hole.
Allegedly, John Madden loves glory holes. Allegedly.
Right.
Feel free to call in and let us know for sure.
The opinions stated in TADPOG are strictly the opinions of Tyler.
The biggest thing I have to say about this game, if you don't know football, don't fucking try.
Yeah. Don't.
No point.
do it.
Don't do it. You're not going to learn anything. There's no like football tutorial trying to teach you how to do anything. It just pick your team, which controller you're going to use, and then just throws a bunch of X's and O's and lines at you with funny glory hole names.
And occasionally John Madden will shout some kind of exclamation at you.
I do remember that, but I don't remember any specifics on that.
Mainly he would just say, ow.
Could be why I don't remember.
Because it kind of like for the longest time I thought it was the player on the field. I was like, man, he's very vocal, this guy. And then like about 10 minutes later, it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's Madden.
Madden.
Police Academy.
I think this was perhaps the most unpleasant I've ever seen you playing a game.
Because I was so just lost. I couldn't like it. I couldn't hate it. It's just
Oh, you could hate it.
okay. Well, like if I knew football and football games, then I could judge it. Like I can't even judge it.
The only reason I know anything about this game is because I had a friend in middle school who had a Genesis, and all he would play was sports games. That's it. He wouldn't play anything else because anything that's not a sports game was gay, according to him. So,
Okay. It liked other games of its same sexual orientation.
hey man, want to play Sonic? No. Why not? Because that is gay. What do you mean?
Haven't you seen Tails?
What do you think they do? In this house, we play Madden.
Is that dick sucking hedgehog?
Steve Urkel?
Kind of along the same lines. I'm sure everybody's wondering why I'm here since I hate football games so much. I was actually supposed to be here for the Maximum Carnage episode, but things happened, didn't let me come.
You got the next best thing, buddy.
Whenever we got in touch to figure out what I was going to do, I was like, well, hey, I could do Madden. I've got a funny story about it. I've got an older brother who is big into sports, and we used to play Madden 94 pretty well all the time. He was also one of the guys that didn't like anything but sports games. Well,
Especially that dick sucking hedgehog.
yeah, they were the worst. Well, I was always the Dolphins. He was always the Cowboys, and always beat me. There was one time, it was in the fourth quarter, and I mean, there was just 2 seconds left on the clock, and I was winning. the game didn't have glitches. I mean, it wasn't something where, the quarterback would get the ball and then just fumble. That wasn't something in the game. And the ball got hiked. Dan Marino had the ball and he was running back. Nobody was around him, and he just tripped and fell to the ground, and the ball left his hands. My brother, 2 seconds on the clock when the play started, picked it up, ran it to the end zone, and beat me. I had played probably 70 different games against him and never won, and my one shot, Dan Marino just trips and blows it all. And then, oddly enough, whenever it's decided that I'm coming to this show, I put it on again, and it was on emulator because I don't have it anymore. Started up the game, and I realized it's not even the same Madden. It was Madden 95, not 94. So this was all for nothing.
Well, there's
It's a good story. 95 is on the list. So.
yeah, really. It's
Because of Dan Marino.
now this really does remind me of Ace Ventura. I don't know why. There's apparently a button like Y makes you fall down.
Why do you put this button on here?
Because I can't tell you how many times I would snap the ball and then just immediately fall over. Damn it, I hit Y again.
It's the run button in so many other games. I got a random fact. Not about football. It's just something I thought about when I was making notes.
Oh, okay. We need another break.
Around the same time when people talk about football, I remember this being when I was younger. Did you guys always hear the rumor about the kid with glasses, the best friend from the Wonder Years?
Yeah,
That
I
was
know where you're
Marilyn.
going.
That
Yeah.
was Marilyn Manson.
Right.
I
Boner,
remember-
right?
Oh, is that his name?
Was his name Boner?
I don't
Or was that...
That doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, Boner was from, Growing Pains or... Oh, damn it.
You're right. It's one
I'm
of
going to have to
those
look
shows.
that up.
Yeah.
Because he was Kirk Cameron's friend.
Paul Fife.
That's the guy from Wonder Years?
Yeah, Paul Fife.
If it's Kurt Cameron, then it's Growing Pains.
Right, okay,
So
thank
now we
you.
got Growing Pains, we got Paul Five, not Marilyn Manson. I remember that being a thing, and everybody was like, oh, look at him. It's so true. How could he not be Marilyn Manson? Then, of course, that would lead to, did you hear about Marilyn Manson taking out 2 of his lower ribs so he could suck his own dick?
I remember
Yeah,
that.
he
forgot
did
about
that.
I remember that one.
He would do that. That's Satanist.
Winnie's pretty hot, though, now.
Yeah. Oh, man. She is so fucking hot now. And I'm not good at math. She is very good at maths, and it's fucking hot how good she is at maths.
You said Winnie, and I thought you said, well, he.
Well,
Talking about Marilyn Manson.
well, I mean...
he is really hot.
I mean, that too.
I'm confused right now.
He did fuck Rose McGowan, and he did really fuck her that sex scene in Jawbreaker where she meets a stranger in a bar and then fucks him. They were actually fucking on screen because they were married at the time. And that is Marilyn Manson.
I did not know that.
So that's some Jawbreaker trivia
Did
for
not
you.
know that. Man, you're just throwing out some fridge trivia and
Yep.
Jawbreaker trivia.
Marilyn Manson trivia.
This is a regular grab bag.
God, I don't want to talk about this fucking football game.
Is this the least favorite game we've played so far?
No.
Yep.
I don't think it's my least favorite.
All right, so Sparkster and then Madden 94.
Sparkster, I don't know, Super Star Wars was frustrating, made me angry. Like,
This
I
game
can't
is
get-
better than Super Star Wars. You're right.
Yeah, I just feel unqualified to really bitch about this game particularly. I can bitch about sports games, but this game in particular is just so far removed. I can't say I dislike it. I can't say I hated it. I just like, it's not there for me.
I
Blank.
can say that I did not have fun playing it. That I feel comfortable saying. Whether or not it's a good game or not, I don't know. But I didn't have fun playing it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll accept that.
I liked Super Tecmo Bowl.
I remember that game.
That was fun.
But
I don't
see,
remember that one.
It was for NES, and I remember what the glitch was about being able to run on the side like every time you score a touchdown.
right. I like sports games like that a lot better, where it's not licensed, where it's just nameless players out there. Because then you can make up your own fiction, like we do, like with Final Fight and Double Dragon
And cats.
and Cats. Right, exactly. For some reason, when it's tied to reality, like when there's like, no, that's an actual player that avatar is referring to. For some reason, it just, I don't know. Magic is completely gone.
Whenever you said Tecmo Bowl, do you remember those little handheld things that it was just
Tiger Electronics?
yes.
Yeah.
I had a crap ton of those, and I do not know why. Because I
Your
would
parents
buy,
would buy you Nintendo.
I would buy one knowing I hated the other one that I had. But for some reason, I thought this one would be different.
I know exactly
I would play it for 30 minutes, like, well, that's worthless. Get
It's
another one.
I can't play anymore. It's dark.
It's worth nearly $400.
Please God, don't tell me it's the Castlevania one, because I had that.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh, I didn't have that.
Symphony of the Night had a fucking Tiger handheld
that's
game.
fucked up, dude.
Sealed $400.
Jesus.
I nearly had one for $10.
In 2nd grade, I had a Castlevania Tiger Electronics game where you just fought the mermen, the lagoon creatures,
Yep.
and all you did the entirety of the game is walk over these rafts and whip mermen.
It's been a while since this has been mentioned, but I've had 2 copies of Earthbound. Not just one, but 2 copies of Earthbound. At the same time.
Do you have them currently?
Here's the kicker. The garage at my mom's house caught on fire and burned down, and both of those were in it.
Oh,
so every bit of my old school gaming is gone. I've got another Super Nintendo and a couple of crappy games.
I was gonna say, man,
my heart hurts.
if you had
like
2 copies,
$375 on eBay right now.
I've got a buyer for you if you had it. But
I had 2. Had Earthbound.
Twice.
Chrono Trigger.
I recently found, I went in, because I don't know if I talked about it, going to my mom's attic, the place where all things are. It's like the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right.
I'm like in that.
That's like the drawer on Bruce Almighty. Just extends out for half a mile. I'd like to see the size of that thing.
Things you also hear at the Glory Hole Interstate.
Romantics.
I also have written down the football play paw near and paw far. I'm assuming you're throwing it to your dad, and he's either very close to you and your dad's going to run it in for you, or he's very far away and he's going to score for you. Either way, somewhere or another, the Andores are involved.
I couldn't come up with Andore. I was thinking Andre, and it wasn't right.
Because Grandpa and Uncle are occupied. Meanwhile, Dad's playing football. Pa Andore.
and I have to say it's a little further down the list. I'm more prepared to play NHL 94 than I was to play Madden 94.
Why is that? Because of the St. Louis Blues?
It's because of the St. Louis Blues. Because I remember I tried to be into hockey, with my fan fiction and that book about Mario Lemieux that I read. But
Is that the guy from Saved by the Bell?
it's Mario Lopez, my friend. Mario Lemieux played for the.
Oh, this is the French version.
Pittsburgh Penguins. This is the French Saved by the Bell. The French Canadian Saved by the Bell.
Oh, okay.
It was very popular.
It was much more attractive, believe it or not.
But I played some NHL 94 for Genesis. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little more. I like hockey games. I think playing hockey games are more fun.
I'm not ready for that.
So
I could kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I've played. I don't know that I played on the Super Nintendo or Genesis, but I have played newer ones on the GameCube, and it was entertaining.
It's continuous motion.
Having somebody there with you. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
Having to stop every 5 seconds, like in a football game, I think that's probably where the break is for me.
And select the same play.
Yeah,
50 times a game.
As opposed to basketball or hockey or something like that, where you're running around and passing and moving.
That's a lot of people's criticism of the game. Not just, the video game version, of course, but the real life football is that it's 60 minutes of game time, but on average a game is what, like 3 hours?
I can't imagine watching a regular football game. I know Blake Woods is all about it. Super heel Blake Woods.
He doesn't even comment or call, so
I know he only calls when he's drunk. That's when he loves us, when he's drunk.
When he's drunk or doing a Blackthorn episode.
But he is the new chaplain at Oklahoma University. So he'll be going to a lot of football games, and he runs all the fantasy leagues for all those sports. He's that football nerd, but he branches out into other nerddom. But, yep, NHL 94. 94 must have been like a bumper year for fucking sports games.
Sports, dog. Well, is NHL, is that also an EA game?
I don't know. I don't know if they've patented having the year after the league.
Well, I'm curious because I know you mentioned, because I've never played that game before, but you mentioned that you could play as Mario Lopez. And I know they wouldn't have been able to get, maybe they got
Mario
the license.
Lopez and Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady.
The great one.
Wayne Brady. We gotta sit on this gold when we get there. We're just throwing up these nuggets.
Because I'm thinking maybe that's the year that EA got all these licenses.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throwing that out there. Have you guys heard about...
Yes, it is. Sorry about that. Volume
No, I
there.
think that's necessary.
But yes, it is. Thank you, emulator on the Samsung.
That'll make Ramon's dick hard. Plug Samsung.
Are you guys familiar with the Madden Curse? Because we need to talk about this. It's very specific to the Madden franchise, and that is
Their games suck.
well, I mean, okay, all right.
Curse of
All
Madden.
right, it's a secondary sexual trait of the Madden franchise. For the longest time, the games featured Madden on the cover, even after they got their the NFL license. I think it was like late 90s, they decided they wanted to start using actual players so they sell more games. And ever since they've done that, Madden was opposed to it and put a gypsy curse on EA. And all of the cover sports guys, athletes, I think they might be called.
Those sports guys.
Football gentlemen.
All of those SNL hosts that happen to be on the front cover of these games.
Exactly. Something bad has happened to each of them after they've been on the cover. Like they've incurred injuries. I mean, some like have destroyed their season like immediately after being on the cover. And this has been an ongoing thing. And I'm going to link that in the show notes because there is like a page-long list of players that have appeared on the covers and what has happened to them. What tragedy.
I did not know this.
Has
That is
happened.
good. That is good game trivia.
Kind of like Madden a little bit more. just for that tidbit.
He's clearly hexing these people.
Throw some magic in football. Now we're
That's
talking.
fine. That's fine. Or you can also throw robots into a sports game, and I'm a little more inclined to like it.
What was that game?
The only baseball game I've ever liked.
Super Nintendo.
There was a baseball game
can't
where you
remember the name
you
of
were
it.
robots playing baseball. I love that.
Josh had it. We played it all the time whenever I'd go over there.
Someone listening will know.
Man.
Yep. So let us know on the Facebook page. Whoever knows.
1,000 TADPOG points to the first person to tell us what game that is, because we're not going to look it up.
Nope.
I played it 2 weeks ago. No joke. It starts with a number or an A. One of the two.
I think you're hustling us for TADPOG points.
It starts with a letter or a number. It's one of those.
on the
Oh, it's Robot
Emulator
Baseball.
list.
I got it.
it's the very top. So it's got to be a number or a letter or
okay.
A, and I can't remember
Like
what it
game
was.
facts at like the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, are you also familiar, or let me rephrase that, are you also unfamiliar with the annual Super Bowl simulation?
Yep.
This is actually pretty cool too. Since 2004, EA has run a simulation of the Super Bowl prior to the game being played. Once the teams are announced that are going to play, they have taken their current iteration of the Madden franchise, that year's game, and pit the teams against each other. And they have correctly predicted the winner of the Super Bowl 8 out of 10 times.
That's pretty slick.
That is pretty. That's good. That's good programming.
And
That's good.
the 2 times that it predicted incorrectly, the teams that won were in the playoffs. I don't know. I'm just throwing terms out there, like, probably wrong, as a wild card, whatever that means.
All right.
So you're saying they had their game, like, I guess, go through their season computerly controlled?
Computer.
Not the whole season, just
Just
big
the-
game. We can't we can't say Super Bowl, guys, because we have to pay them like $200 every time we say Super Bowl. So we really need to call it the big game.
Big game, or we say hyperbole. The hyperbole.
the hyperbole.
The hyperbole. The hyperbole.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Show notes.
Yep.
Be our first one to dictionary.com. Yeah.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave. I've got achievements. Let's do achievements first.
I don't think you know where I'm going, buddy.
Okay.
I don't think you know. I use my beard's voice.
Yeah, you tricked me.
I'm throwing you off.
Think
'cause
it was
is-
sexy time.
It's football trivia time, dog. It is football trivia time. I've come prepared with 10 questions that I was just gonna ask you because I actually thought Dunigan knew a lot more about football than he does. so
So now
I'm gonna
we'll-
open this up to both
I
Tylers.
feel like this will be the first fail because you've done phenomenal on all of the
Oh
quizzes
yeah,
so
Tyler's
far.
been great.
This one.
I got your number on this one.
Was Barry knowledge.
All right, gentlemen. Question number 1: how many points is a touchdown worth? This is
7.
an easy one.
6.
Dunnigan is correct. 6
You get
points for the touchdown.
punch one, so you can make 7 points in a play with a touchdown.
I
and
know
a
you
punt.
can do
It's-
a safety instead of a punt or a field goal.
Dennis is
I don't know what
laughing
a
his ass
safety
off.
is.
Not a safety.
It's a 1 point. It's a extra point. You can do an extra point, and that's where they normally will kick the ball through the uprights.
So if you
After
put on
the
a
touchdown,
condom and you're
that's the-
safe, you get an extra point because
We're
everybody
not
wants you
there
to be
yet.
safe.
We're not there yet. Or they can do a 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
When you turn 1 point into 2 points, that's some kind of weird magic. I don't know. You can't.
It is magic.
It's rhythmancy. Perfect. Fucking full circle.
So Dunigan 1, regular Tyler 0.
Or like
Original flavor.
when I-
Who's older?
he is by a year.
we played T-ball. There were 2 Tylers on my team. So there was Tyler, who was the coach's son, and I was Tyler Wayne. So I could be Tyler Wayne.
Tyler Wayne. I think you said Tyler 1.
You have to say it country like
Tyler
I did.
Wayne.
Tyler Wayne.
Okay.
Tyler Wayne.
Tyler Wayne Brady. Question number 2, gentlemen. Tyler's. Whew. By the way, I didn't know the answer to a lot of these. I put this quiz together, and as I was doing it, I was like, I hope this is easy. Question number 2. The Oakland Raiders won their first Super Bowl in 1970. I'm sorry. Won their first big game
Hyperbole. Okay.
in 1976 under the leadership of this head coach.
John Madden.
Correct.
Yeah. I just know Raiders, that LL Cool J had a comedy sitcom where he was a guy who retired from the Raiders.
I was hoping you were going to make some
Cool
kind of
J.
gang reference. That's 2 for Dunigan. I think you lied.
Well, we're talking about a Madden game.
That was the trick. That was the trick. All right, guys. We've touched on this, and I'm pretty confident that no one here at this table knows what this is because it's been mentioned. Question number 3. In football, what does the term safety refer to?
So is this like European football or American football?
Not football.
Okay. All right. Shit. I would have fucking been set. Damn it.
In football, safety means bring a blunt object because there will be a riot after the game.
So you're trapped in the colored grass, because there's normal grass and white lines, and if they trap you in the colored ones on the ends, that's when I would always see safety happen.
Okay.
So
All right. You're on the right track.
They trap you. They trap you in color.
I had 2 thoughts, and I'm not sure which. And your comment has made me even more confused on being on the right track. Is it the team on offense has the ball in the end zone and gets tackled in the end zone by the other team?
Yes.
The other team gets...
It's when the defense tackles the offense in their own end zone. Then the
Yeah.
defense gets 2 points, and then they get the ball.
See, if you wouldn't have said that, I was going with during the kickoff, whenever the team catches the ball, they just go down.
I guess that's called the pussy. I don't know what that is.
Fair enough.
It's the taking a knee varsity blues move. I've seen that. It's like, yeah, you just take a knee. So then they blow a whistle and
Take
the
a
mascot
knee, that's what
dances.
it's called.
Yeah.
I specifically left out varsity blues questions.
Damn it.
Yeah, so I knew you'd be all over that.
Varsity blues and Friday Night Lights questions. Damn
Dunigan,
it. Alec Larder.
I'm gonna
Fuck.
give that one to you. I think
enough.
I think we're 3. I think
Like trapped in colored grass.
original Tyler.
You didn't give me a point.
Whenever you were talking about that, I kept thinking of the commercial for the Chiefs. And they had the old man out there painting the football field for the big game.
Yep.
And the players out there is like, hey, man, that's great. But who the chefs?
Yep. God, I hadn't thought about the commercial in a long time. Show notes. What was that, like a Snickers commercial?
Yeah, I think
it's
it
like
was.
gonna be here a
Yeah.
while kind of deal. Bonus point. He's got a bonus point, Tyler. Duncan's got a bonus
Damn
point.
it.
4 out of 3.
All right, guys. Question number 4. Who won the first big game?
I don't even know what teams were around back then. I don't even know what teams are around now.
Well, there was a movie with George Clooney and John Krasinski. It's probably that team where they had leather hats and stuff. So
It is, in fact,
the Bills. That sounds
the Houston
old.
Leatherhats. You're right.
Whoa.
Oh,
No,
all right.
no.
Damn it, Dave. Damn it.
That's bad that we both went along with
Yeah,
this.
we both like, all right.
I don't know if you were serious, but I was.
I was like, oh, really? Oh, that's what I would name a team if they had leather hats, so that's fine.
I'm going to say Cowboys.
Okay, Cowboys and Leatherhats.
Bills.
Green Bay. Green Bay. That was a hard one.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm sure there are people listening who are like, that is not
What
very
idiots?
difficult at all.
They only started making cheese like 5 years ago. That's
What games?
They know
What are they playing, that dick sucking hedgehog? Instead of boning up on their sports statistics? All right, guys. Question number 5. How long is a football field?
I feel like this is a trick question.
1 lap around the track.
1/4 mile.
Judges? I have a feeling Richard Dawson wouldn't give that one to you, so I'm not going to
Yeah,
either. How long?
100 yards?
I know it's 100 yards, but I have no idea how long the end zones are.
102 yards.
I feel like it'd be longer than that.
It's like 2 feet. It's like 2 feet.
Wait, the end zones are 102 yards?
Yeah, so
We're up to
406 yards.
304 yards.
Well, I'm going to assume you're doing a trick question and doing the full length. So
You
I'm
may
gonna
assume
say,
that.
140.
Okay, 140 from Dunigan,
120.
120 from Tyler. Tyler is on the board.
Yeah.
Original
yeah.
Flavors got one.
Yeah.
All right, now that it's not a clean sweep, I'm not going to remember the fucking scores, so you guys keep up with it.
Okay.
I'm 3 plus 1.
1.
All right, this is easy. This is an easy one. Question number 6. Name 3 of the original NFL teams. I already gave you one,
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
so name 2 more. You have to remember the one I just gave you and give me 2 more.
Okay. So the Packers. The Packers.
There's one.
I'm going to say
And whoever says them first.
Oh. Bills and Cowboys.
Bears and Saints.
Ooh, Bears is probably there.
Bears is there. Saints is not there. So that's 2.
Can we combine ours for a split point?
Would you, if you both consent,
If we can both figure out
if you're
one.
both,
If I'm even a contributor.
if you're both over 18 and consent, yeah.
Okay.
You said
We're
you
white
said,
male and own property, so okay.
You said Bills and Cowboys.
Yep.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
I'm such a disappointment.
Would you like me to go over the full list, the extensive list,
Well, yeah.
or would you like to take another stab? This is you can get this.
The
49ers.
Kings.
No.
Redskins. That's old fashioned. Redskins.
That is old fashioned. It's got to be there. They're Native Americans.
The Redskins are on, the Boston Redskins are on there.
That's what he
Okay.
meant.
Yeah, so yeah.
It's the
They have
Boston.
Red Sox and Redskins. Boston.
Well, it's interesting that you say the Red Sox because one of these teams is the Cincinnati Reds, which is now a baseball team.
Okay. I'm familiar with the Reds.
So you
Must
got
not have done very good the first year.
yeah, they gave up. They're like, fuck this football shit.
They hit you and
We gotta
stuff.
hit it with a stick.
We just showed up with our bats and gloves, and 8 of our guys died. There were the Boston Redskins, the Brooklyn Dodgers, yep,
Okay.
the Chicago Bears, the Chicago Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds, the Green Bay Packers, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Portsmouth Spartans. Now, to be fair, I cannot verify this. And the website that I found these on, most of the team names are misspelled. So, this may or may not be factual.
It's gonna be extensive or did correct.
Original material from TADPOG.com.
Next question, gentlemen. How many players does a football team have on the field during play?
I've got this, I think.
13.
That's what I'm going with.
13 and 13? 11.
Wow. We were
11.
both.
Because you got the line of people, and then you got the blind side, and you got the quarterback.
The movie? Blindside?
One of the guys,
Man,
the guy,
she was so hot in that movie.
so was Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Show notes?
The guy on the left is called the blind side. He's your blind side. You got your quarterback, your blind side, your refrigerator,
What if you're left-handed?
your runner.
Then is he on the right?
Refrigerator.
Yeah, you get your blind side's on the other side. Then it's your it's the
But then-
sinister.
then you
it's
call
the
an
sinister
audible.
side.
You call an audible and you get closed captioning for the hearing impaired.
Football.
Okay, guys. Which NFL team has won the most Hyper Bowls?
I answered first the last few times. You answered
Steelers.
First.
Going with Steelers?
49ers.
Steelers. They're the current leader, winning. They won their 6th Super Bowl in 2009.
What about that great actor who played with the 49ers, Joe Montana?
Joe Montana.
He was great. He was great. He's voiced that goon in The Simpsons.
The Gridiron Gang.
Okay. This I got off a very old website, so this may also not be accurate. I did my homework and I grabbed these.
1998.
I did my homework and grabbed these from a variety of reputable.
GeoCities.
Yeah. These 3 NFL teams, guys, have never played in a Super Bowl or big game. Name one of them. All you gotta do is name one of them.
The Portsmouth Spartans.
3 teams that exist today. The Cincinnati Reds.
They played football today. But
Was it football day? Damn, I brought my pads. I hate Cincinnati.
never played in a bowl game. What's that team? I don't know anything about. Like, I don't remember hearing anything about them.
That's why you're not thinking of it right now. You've never heard of them.
And just to
Everybody
let you
talks
know,
about the Jets sucking, but I'm sure it's not the Jets.
just to let you know, here's a sign that this is probably. You can just say whatever you want because I just looked down and there's 4 answers.
We're pretty sure it's one of the 2 of these 4.
3 of these 4? What? I don't know.
Maybe the Browns.
Okay.
I remember hearing the Browns won the Super Bowl
Browns.
a long time ago.
Okay. The Colts have
Eagles.
The Oilers. Is that a football team or is that hockey? Oilers. I think that's hockey.
I think that minor league baseball team.
The Miners. That's our local. That's our local baseball team. But
Eagles.
All right. Eagles. What you got? Original flavor, Tyler.
Buccaneers.
Final answers?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the 4 that I have. And I can't verify that one is actually a football team. You had it, man. Cleveland Browns is one of them. Cleveland Browns. Detroit Lions.
Okay.
This is the one that I'm not sure is a team. Houston Texans? Is that a team? I thought it was.
Maybe they're new. I've never heard of them.
I think the N was a typo. They were just talking about a city, Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
That the city has never been to a pocket.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
So I'm sorry I fail as a quiz master. And
I bet the
didn't find that.
last 2 were new and have been added on.
Probably. We're going to go with that. Final question. Are you ready? Who was the only female team member of the Little Giants?
Icebox.
He's right.
Yep.
He's right.
Icebox.
Rick Moranis' daughter.
Bonus points. Do you know her real name? Not the actress's
No.
name, but Icebox character's real name.
Jennifer.
Is it? I have no idea.
I
I was thinking
remember.
it started with a T.
Becky.
We're close.
Becky.
Beck T.
But crazy props for getting Icebox.
That was good.
That's good.
I had the hots for her.
Because they called her, she was a spoof on refrigerator icebox.
I spent at least 15 minutes looking at recent photographs of her, and she is really hot. So, show notes.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie she was in, but there's a movie she's in her underwear, so that's great.
Okay, good. Mr. Skin, thank you. All right.
You got achievements, buddy?
I got achievements.
Do you?
Yep.
I don't.
I got one.
I got one, but I know it's going to be taken. Like, I know it's going to be taken. So, what you got?
My first one is win the bowl, which is win the big game.
Okay.
And the other one is the guy from Ace Ventura. Play as Dan Marino.
Okay. Dunigan.
I've got one.
God, you're going to take mine. I know you are.
It's called Fumble.
Oh, good. I'm in the clear. What is it?
You get it when you purchase the game. It's a real life achievement.
Nice.
Happens.
Nice.
The one that I've come up with is Hail Mary full of grace. And in order to unlock this achievement, you have to do a full season and win the Super Bowl by only using a Hail Mary pass play.
That's good. That's pretty. That's be a legit achievement. That's pretty good.
Where are they now?
Yep.
EA. Do you want to take a guess?
The video game equivalent of Skynet.
They own everything.
Yep.
All right. So Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Tyler. Original flavor Tyler. If you were to, I don't know, put some kind of hair on a face, like in the cheeks, that kind of under the eyeballs, what kind of hair would you slap on this face of Madden? Who's normally clean shaven.
As I've said, I feel completely unqualified, so I'm gonna give it's a licensed NFL beard. It's expensive. and it may be the color of your favorite team
Okay.
and bear their emblem.
I like that because it could be great or it could be awful. It's open to interpretation.
It's like having the Nike check mark shaved in the back of your head back in the 90s.
God, I did that.
Except it would
I
be- you did that?
I did that. That's
You
when I
did
was-
that?
I was really into Nike shit. I did that.
Really?
I also had the blinds and
Oh
on
my
sideburns.
God.
Yeah.
Please find a
Really?
picture for the show notes.
I never had.
Yeah. Do you have a photograph of any of that?
I probably do of the shades.
We need that.
The,
Can you
Nike
get
thing
that?
was that. I want to say it was on like my lower part of the back of my head, and like my
pubes.
dad shaved it off. It's in the lower part of my head, my pubes.
I got a Nike tramp stamp, spring break.
But yeah, I'm glad I never did. I never did the thing where you shave your head and leave the bangs. That's one trend I completely avoided. So
Well, I wanted my rat tail, but you lived the dream and got the Nike swoosh on the back of your head.
but I laid down mohawk. Also didn't have that, but Nike swoosh. Yeah.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
there's a very good beard. I like that. I think it's fitting. If you were to, I don't know, put some kind of lenses over an eyeball, or let's say two eyeballs, maybe. We'll leave it up to you. What kind of glasses do you think you give this game?
If you buy the whole set, it's very expensive, but it'll be the same as the beard. It's the licensed NFL flared glasses that have lenses according to your favorite team, and they're colored according to your favorite team.
I'm not familiar with these.
Yeah, you can buy them somewhere.
I thought you were going, when you said glasses, I was like, he's really taking a play on words. He's going to mention the lead glasses that McDonald's gives out. Apparently, they had NFL glasses at one point that I'm not aware of.
That would be good.
And did you say flare?
Flare,
Rick?
Flare glasses?
like they go out on the sides, like they're flared
They're
out.
flared, okay.
Or do the really giant, oversized comical glasses reflecting your NFL team.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. Not qualified to do these beards and glasses, so we're just saying the NFL trademark shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised if anyone's listening still, honestly.
Yeah.
Dennis is listening.
Angrily, just stewing.
I was ready to give it my beard.
What would you give it?
It's one that you try real hard, but there's a lot of patches missing. And it's just
a Dave Moore special.
not enough there to call it a beard.
That's it. I ain't got no mo.
You got no more?
I ain't got no mo.
We had some people call us.
Yeah, I'd like to hear those people calling us.
They left us some voicemails.
Good afternoon, TADPOG. It's John Sullivan. I just wanted to start by thanking you for plugging the game and plugging my art on the last show. I really appreciate it. I hope you can hear me. I'm driving in the car. Got the kids in the car, so if you hear any screaming from the back seat, that's what that is. I just wanted to call in and say thank you, tell you I love the show. Also, I wanted to talk about the Bible game. You said there wasn't a good Bible game. I'm going to go ahead and beg to differ. Exodus, the original on the NES game, also a wisdom tree game. It's an awesome game. You play as Moses, shooting the word of God at, like, magician. You got to collect mana. There's, like, in between Bible, like, quiz questions. So, if you know the Bible, it's fun. It's also it's a really fun, I think it's a port of another game. I think it's like some Crystal Mines or something for the NES. I think it's really fun. It's one of my favorite games from childhood, and I thought it was great. So, just wanted to again say thank you. You keep saying nice things about me. I'll keep calling in and saying nice things about you. I'll continue to plug the show. I love what you guys are doing. And thanks. Okay, bye.
Love that you shoot from the word of God.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And I like classic wisdom tree move. I could be mistaken because I've never played Exodus, but it sounded like they were just ripping off another game like they did similarly to Wolfenstein 3D.
Probably.
But I'll have to play it. If he recommends it, I think we should try it.
If it has Bible trivia in it, then I will kick ass and probably enjoy it.
If it has football trivia in it.
Nope. Nope.
Do you think you would have unlimited ammo?
Until someone cut your tongue out.
So go on. If God doesn't love you anymore, then
Right.
you're just, someone casts atheism on you and then you just lose your ability. That's just it. But thank you, John.
Yes, thank you for calling. We will certainly continue to say good things about you. We also got a call from Dennis.
Hey, TADPOG. This is Dennis Robinson. I wanted to call in because you guys are going to play Madden 94 And even though I might be the so-called super fan of TADPOG, I have a confession to your listeners, and that is about 80% of the games I've played in my life were sports games. Madden being the majority of that. The other 20% is largely made up of comic book games. And in case you didn't notice, in those percentages, there were no RPGs, JRPGs, or BMF JRPGs for SWMs that play, SAP or whatever. Yeah, I've had a friend growing up that loved those games. Not for me. And I actually deplore those games. That's right, Yuki's cousin. I hate role-playing games. Probably hate them as much as Tyler would hate like a Super Turrican 2 racing game or something. I'm not sure how you would define it. But since I'm not the RPG guy and you guys are probably not the Madden people, I thought I'd give you a little pep talk, maybe help you get through this rough week you're about to have with your first sports game. So here we go. So maybe grab like a Mondo and take a knee. So Tyler, I want to address this at you. First, I want you to go out there and maybe pretend your middle linebackers are like ogres, like given orders by the magical wearer of the headsets of Sidelandia. Their task was to maybe, capture journeymen that carry the mystical oblong scepter made by Lord Spalding. The goal, of course, with these ogres is you got to keep these journeymen out of your lands, and you got to keep them out enough that someday you move up to the next level, the magical land of the playoffs, where you can battle other ogres until you battle all the way through to the powerful super basin, which is usually the epic clash that takes place in New Orleans or Miami, or it alternates, So the winner of this, if you can do this, Tyler, you can get a magical ring that will make girls' panties just fall off, including chubby church girls, whatever you're into as far as, Gooter play. Let's see, Dave, since we tackled the ogres on one side, give Dave his quest, which is the quest to imagine that your QB is a powerful wizard of Gridiron land, Sylvania. Your wizard was born, with the power to fling the mystical oblong scepter made by Lord Spalding, over the land of ogres to the journeymen till they reach pay dirt and can slam the ball down in to the ground and do a magical dance that will bring them victory. So that's your quest, I guess, your pep talk, whatever you want to think of it. Since I give you this pep talk, I kind of wanted you to answer a couple questions for me. Maybe you can get me into the RPG thing. So the first question is, since you guys love RPG so much, do you ever just, go mine for change at the gas station until you collect enough to drive to, the eye doctor to get glasses so that you can play games, Because to me, that's what the RPG seems like. So with that in mind, can you try to overcome my dislike for RPGs and tell me what you guys think would be the best RPG for me to kind of reverse my distaste for them? And also, one final thing is from now on, anytime anyone accidentally fingers a girl in the pooper, that is going to be known as the church basement. So, gooder. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Oh, Dennis.
I love Dennis Robinson. I love him so much.
I get the magical ring that makes the girl's panties fall off. That's what I want to know. I get to do a dance? Fuck you, Dennis.
He's probably implying you don't need it. I need it. I'm the one.
Clearly, that's not true.
I'm the one applying for fat girls in church.
The magical land of vaginas. Church.
That was a good pep talk. I wish we'd had it before we played. It might have.
I doubt
probably
it.
wouldn't have. No, it would have been.
I doubt it.
But an RPG for Dennis to play, Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, because it's an RPG with a lot of sports feel to it.
Okay.
I can't think of any other sports kind of RPGs. He may like Earthbound if he likes old music, a baseball bat.
I'm going to kick it a little
Asian guy.
New school. I actually think, Dennis, you would really like Mass Effect 2. It's a sci-fi action RPG. You can play it very much like an RPG, but you can also kind of play it like a first-person shooter if you want to. And it's universally good game.
Yeah, if you like sci-fi, that's good. If you like I like dystopian futures, Fallout's
Fallout.
also a good route to go. Yeah, you're right. Maybe something.
I think Fallout might be a little too big to start with.
Okay.
Because I think at least with Mass Effect 2, there is a path and you can follow it and you can be done with it. Which I know there is in Fallout as well, but you kind of have to find it, and I feel like it's more overwhelming.
Would you put BioShock in kind of a role-playing category, kind of tailoring your skills and
I think it's a good tip your toe in the pool, but I couldn't just call it a straight up action
role-playing?
RPG.
Yeah.
You're upgrading your vigors and all that, but you're not really.
If you like that dick-sucking hedgehog there, he has an RPG.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it because it got fucking repetitive as hell.
Sonic Spinball.
Sonic Spinball is a good ass game. I will gladly do a special episode on Sonic Spinball any day.
But thank you, Dennis. We knew Madden would be a good fit.
Heard from another one of our friends, Tyler. Friend of the show, Lord Mike.
All right.
Hey guys, Lord Mike of Purdue here with this week's Would You Rather, now brought to you by Fruitworks. Yes, Fruitopia pulled their sponsorship after all the hate that they received and the fact that drinking 7 bottles of Fruitopia gave me a shit for the week. So, Fruitopia no longer, now brought to you by Fruitworks. This week's Would You Rather. Would you rather watch a porno with your parents or watch a porno with your parents in it? I'm going to answer this week's and say neither. I'm going to stick to my other normal porn. I don't prefer the 80s porn to begin with. All right, guys. Look forward to the answers. Talk to you later.
Thanks for calling, Lord Mike. Tyler, I'm going to let you weigh on this first.
You jump forward.
Oh.
Tyler Dunigan. You go ahead. You go, I'll go.
Okay.
What do you think?
Hands down, with my parents not being in it.
Hands down, watching my parents. Fuck.
Even somebody resembling my parents being in it, negative. But would it already count of this happening had your parents walked in on you while you were watching porn already in the past?
Yeah, then you've technically watched one with them for a brief second.
Has this happened? Is it confession time?
To somebody I know.
Sure.
Sure.
This guy I know, I mean, he didn't stop either. He just kept going, and he's like, give me a second.
Just maintained eye contact for 2 minutes.
Mean mugging me.
What are you doing? Nothing.
I want to watch. I don't say I want to, but I kind of do. I would kind of watch porn with my parents because if you know my dad,
Which, of course, we all do.
yeah. No, my dad is a very unique individual. Also, just to see the way my dad would react to a porn in front of my mom. Like my dad doesn't even fart in front of my mom. He changes his behavior drastically. Still, I've been married like over 30 years. And he still reserves different behavior, like decorum around her. So if he were to have to sit and watch a porn, then I think that would be amusing. I would sit there and be like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" I remember my parents had walked out of 2 movies: Forrest Gump and
Of course they did.
Lieutenant Dan said GD too much, and they couldn't take it. They left. And
I thought they were just angry. They're waffling. Is he retarded or not?
And then Love Actually, the beginning where one of the girls is making a porn and like she's getting fucked doggy style and her tits are flopping everywhere. My parents just got up and walked out. 5 minutes in, we went and saw Elf. So I guess sorta roundaboutly I have done that already and it wasn't so bad.
First of all, Lord Mike, no one has called you out on this, but you can't just punk out of a question like that. You have to choose one or the other. You can't do this smart ass shit where you're like, me personally, I choose neither. Because then we could all fucking say that and then we wouldn't have anything interesting to say. So shame on you. I'm going to go a different route. I would rather watch a porno with my parents in it.
Awkward.
And not for sexual arousal, but so they can never hold anything over my head ever the fuck again. Never again. And for the rest of their lives, I own them.
So like you find like you're looking through old VHS tapes and you find it and
Yep.
you watch it. And you're like, oh, I got these fuckers now.
And I'll watch it with the softest penis in the world, but at the end I'll have a big grin on my face because I know I hit the mother load.
And at the same time, it'd be a learning experience to see if anything new has come up since then.
That's true.
Observe your dad's stroke. Is that what we're doing?
Poor Nikki's like, are you using your dad's move? Maybe.
You haven't seen that porno. How do you know about that?
You make me watch it every night.
Don't kiss me like your dad.
Uncle Steve.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Tyler. This is Josh, not of Uniracers fame. This is Josh Edwards, calling in about Madden 94. But right before I called, I discovered you had already recorded the show. That said, if shots were taken at me for being eerily silent, I deserve them. Anyway, so since this is too late for the show, I'll just give some reflections on my experiences with the game. You can do whatever you want with it, whenever you want to do that. When Madden 94 came out, I was a freshman in high school, and at that time, I'd played almost every incarnation of football video games ever created, if not all of them, almost all of them. And if you know anything about sports games of that era, each year's version tried to boast some new improvement on last year's version in order to squeeze another $50 from you or your mom. 94 was no exception. So we were excited to play the new and improved version, and we noticed every detail about what was different. I can't recall what was different about 94 from 93 specifically, but I do know music changed every year, menu functions changed, sound effects changed, game options, playbook features, all that stuff, and there was sort of a progression of games. Several games let you only pick from 8 teams, even though the NFL had like 30, and they couldn't use the real names of NFL teams or player names. And somewhere in the early 90s, Madden 93, 94, somewhere in there, they started to use the names of the real teams, actually calling them the Chicago Bears instead of what they did before, which was just use the uniform colors and player numbers of the Bears and calling them just Chicago without the Bears nickname or Bears logo. So I don't remember when they started using player names, but that was a big deal too when that happened. Anyway, that stuff and hearing John Madden connected us to broadcast NFL games on TV. And that was our only way to access pro football, was on TV. I grew up in Iowa. There are no NFL teams in Iowa. I was at least 4 hours away from any possible NFL team or NFL game. So our choices were to play football outside, or through school, which we did, or play inside on video games. So we would watch games on Sunday and then try to recreate the matchups of those games with friends. Sometimes we'd try to complete a whole season, and we'd have to kind of create that, or we'd have a elimination playoff bracket, and we'd do that over the course of weekend sleepovers. Those seasons and brackets were almost never finished for one of two reasons. One, we got like so enthralled setting up the bracket or the schedule and outlining the parameters of the event, including awards we give to the player with the best running back or quarterback or wide receiver, that there was never enough time to finish what we started. Someone would fall asleep, and then we'd abandon it and start a different one the next time. Or, and this is way more common, someone would get really pissed off and kill the power to the SNES during the course of a game. Anyway, the reason for that, or the primary reason for that, is that there were some plays that always worked, and we all were pretty good at playing the games, and we always learned which plays always worked, and we would try to use them against opponents when we played them. And so if you've played the game, you probably know that sometimes it shouts dialogue at you, and Madden will say something like, "Hey, heck of a play." And I just remember you would hear that stuff over and over and over. And if your opponent doesn't understand how to play defense, they just dive everywhere, and they can't tackle anything, and it leads to big plays. So you would hear something like, "Hey, heck of a play. Hey, heck of a play. Hey, heck of a... Will you stop it, you fucking cheater? Hey, heck of a play. God damn it, just fucking stop it, man. Hey, heck of a play." And then pretty soon someone hits the power button or goes forward or yanks the cord or tries any number of ways to end the game without it saving or remembering what happened, without the game completing. And that's usually how it went down. So let's see, some other fond memories of the Madden series. I grew to really like the sound of the tackling. Like, It was like a sack of potatoes dropped on a cardboard box. It's just a really terrible sound effect, and we all thought it was really pretty cheesy, but for some reason we kind of liked it. We also created little celebration moves with our players after a big play. Nothing special, just like that interim period between plays. You would just run your player around or maneuver with the D-pad and hit a bunch of buttons and try to create little moves and point fingers at your opponent and laugh because you just had a big play. Also, and this is critical, looking at and hiding the play call against your opponent used to be an art form in football games, because the games were really pretty terrible at hiding which play you called. And if you're playing against an opponent and they just look over and either on the screen or looking at your hands, they can see what you called, it changes the game of football because they can pick a defense and try to arrange for it. So it became an art form to disguise your play selection. I think we actually developed a niche form sleight of hand, as we could both call a play and appear to hit certain buttons while actually hitting other buttons. And one of the best parts of any playing session that I remember is a successful bluff, where a gamer fools his opponent into thinking that a specific play has been called, say, a run up the middle, and the opponent selects the defense for that run because they think they've seen the gamer call the run up the middle. But what actually happened is the gamer calls another play, like, say, a deep pass, that exposes that dirty fucking cheater for defending the run because he was looking at somebody else's hands. And that was always a lot of fun and added a lot of drama and was part of why we never completed seasons or playoff brackets. Some tips for playing Madden 94. Some of these things have not changed in 20 years. You can still try to find some of these same plays that worked 20 years ago, and they still work now. And one of the older ones, so from like 93 or 94, was the halfback toss or the halfback pass. And I remember selecting this play, and then I would flip it to the other side of the field. If it was designed to go left, I'd make it go right. And then you pitch it to the halfback, and then just hold the up button on the D-pad, throw the ball as far as you can. Your receiver runs to the top of the screen because you're still holding up, and he catches the ball at the very top of the screen and runs all the way for a touchdown. And it's just a ridiculous, stupid play, and it always works every time. The computer cannot stop it. You can get ridiculous scores in the game just by using that play over and over and over. Another always play is it's somewhere in the onside kicks, when they started putting onside kicks in games, there's almost always a way to get a ball back from an onside kick. And that is still true in some of the games today. On defense, and this is definitely true in today's game and was true in those older games, is that you find a linebacker and you line him up between a guard and tackle on the offensive line. So you're playing defense, but you take the linebacker and you get him real close to the line, and you just keep trying to blitz through the line, and if you try different spots, you'll find a sweet spot where the offensive line is so weak they just don't even seem to see your player. And you just run through untouched to the quarterback. Nobody stops you. Looks like they should, but they don't. It's pretty fucking annoying when your opponent finds that spot before you find it, and that will change a game. Another move similar to that you can use to block kicks and punts. So extra points or field goals or punts in the game, you take the fastest guy you can find on defense and you line him up on the edge of the line or between some of those linemen somewhere. Again, you're trying to find that little sweet spot, and you just sprint to the ball, and you'll know you found it because you just run right through and nobody looks at you, nobody touches you, nobody stops you, and you always get to the ball. And so plays like that, we used to have to make rules about when you could use them. And the rules were different depending on whether you were playing live opponents or the computer. A live opponent would know, hey, this is one of those times when he's going to try to do that thing. So a live opponent could sometimes stop some of those plays if they knew they were coming, but the computer never could. So we had to make rules like you had to be behind in the game by X number of points, or you had to be trailing in the fourth quarter with only so much time left before you could use some of those plays, stuff like that. The sad truth is that because of some of the plays like that, the games would break down and you would get tired of them. I mentioned we never finished a season or a playoff bracket often. And now that I think about it, it was fighting or it was taking too much time to set it up. But a lot of times I think it was just those always plays could kind of make the game a little bit not fun. Less of a competition and more of a who can trick their opponents the most. That's about all of the stuff that I've got on Madden 94. For me, this is a game that I've been playing since those early ones. I've played almost every year. I mean, to this day, my mom still, asks if I want the new football game for my birthday. My birthday's in August, so it's right before football season. So I don't know how many years in a row I got a Madden game for my birthday right before football started. And that has not really changed. Anyway, Tyler and Dave, those are my reflections and thoughts about Madden 94. I hope you guys had some fun playing it. I know it's not usually the kind of game that falls within your wheelhouse genre, but I hope it was fun nonetheless. It was fun for me to think back on playing some of the old football games and remember just what great arguments my friends and I got into because of them. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you later.
We got some people to thank?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm talking all over you tonight.
I would kind of like to make a TADPOG world map divided into lands. Mike is a lord, so he's got a pretty considerable section. Dennis is a super fan. He's got a pretty big section. We got Matt's pet package. Max got a pretty big section.
Don't forget Lord Spalding, of course.
Yep.
And of Sidelandia.
So if I get bored enough one day, I'm going to take my D&D map making skills and make a TADPOG world map.
Please do it and post it to this world building subreddit.
All right. Facebook shares, Dennis Robinson, David Galliano, Josh Nance, Nicole Nance, Lord Micah Purdue, John Sullivan, and Ramon Federico Castillo III.
Did you say David Galliano?
Galliano? Galina. Sorry.
Galino.
I wrote that totally wrong. Galina? Galino.
It's just me,
Yes, we lost you. David Galino. I apologize, cousin to Dave. I'm thinking about that fashion designer, Galliano, too much. We didn't have any retweets.
No.
Laura, Tony, where's Ingrid? Just not want to fuck us anymore?
Ingrid is mad at us right now.
We did have 2 reviews.
We did.
From Ebwalk. And I believe it's Nate Harding.
I don't know.
Or it's N8 Herding.
Or N8 HRDNG. It could be a robot.
It's true. It could be his model number. And special thanks to Tyler Dunigan. For coming out.
Thank you,
No
sir.
problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
I wish that we could have talked
maybe
about...
better terms next time.
So, NHL. We'll see you then.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher, so don't miss the next episode. We'll be talking about Illusion of Gaia.
I got to get playing, man.
I'm
It's
very
a long
excited for that
game.
one.
Real good game. I had it.
While you're there, don't forget to subscribe, leave the show a 5-star rating, write a review. You might get a prize at the end of the month.
Maybe.
Somebody will. Might as well be you.
Maybe get the leftovers from Matt's package.
That's me.
Don't worry, guys. We will be back next week even. In the meantime, if you can't get enough of this TADPOG goodness, which you probably can, because let's face it, this episode was a wash.
It's
right?
mad.
I mean, except for having Dunigan on the show, is pretty much a wash. You can find us online at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes are. Buy plenty of stuff on Amazon and give us money, all right? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. You can also find us on Facebook, Tyler, at facebook.com/tadpog.
And I would also even offer up to go back to a past episode to listen to. Bring your spirits back up so you'll be prepared for next week.
Listen to your favorite episode again.
What's your favorite episode, Dunigan?
Oh, man. I don't know. There have been a bunch that I've listened to a few different times. The first one with Jacob, the Final Fight.
Final Fight? It's a classic.
Mainly because of the wolf conversation. There have been quite a few. I wish you would have asked me earlier. I would have sat down and thought about it for a minute.
That's not how I do things, man.
I don't know. I really enjoy it, though.
You can flip my notes. Something you like.
I've got a stack of past notes from Tyler's that I've looked at probably 30 times thinking they're my notes.
We're gonna auction
and I don't
those
even
off.
have notes.
Oh, Tyler, that's my name. These must be mine.
Dunigan, do you like our intro song?
I do. I feel like there's a spot that you can go to listen to it.
Yeah, I think there is. I think you can find them in the show notes at tadpog.com. Do you know that there's another quiz on top of the football quiz. Do you know who made the song?
I know they like to drive.
They do like to drive.
Sycamore Drive.
That's right.
Nice.
100%.
Nice.
Do you know the name of the song?
It is moves.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Just like
Holy
football.
shit.
Tons of moves.
It spins and flips.
Spins, flip, glory hole.
That's all we got.
Yep.
It's a show. Thanks, Ein. Thanks, Ein. All right, we get it, Ein.